Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I'd like to present our common work, Sentiment Analysis and Technologies of English Newspapers, quotes based on neural network as public opinion influences identification tool. In conditions of the war in Ukraine, air business plays a key role in supporting the economy, maintaining competitiveness. The paper, our work, describes the application of sentiment analysis and feedback for the support of it and the information technology for solving NLP problems was made adapted to Ukrainian audience. The general typical structure of their information system for the support of e-commerce has been developed by analyzing their feedback of target audience based on machine learning technology and natural language processing. Three methods have been analyzed: the logistical regression, support vector, and Bayesian. So different results were obtained, and you can see them on their slide. So the purpose of the research is to develop information technology for the analysis of Ukrainian and English language user client reviews on e-commerce sites, posts, and use in social networks and mass media based on natural language processing methods and machine learning technology for the promotion, adaptation, and further development of the relevant e-business. To achieve the goal, the following tasks should be solved: carry out experimental tests of the developed sentiment analysis system of the information space and feedback from the target audience to support business in Ukraine. Previously developed model for the classification system of customer reviews and use for reliable sources to identify emotional coloring of the text in Ukrainian English based on the naive-based classifier. And research and comparison of analogs, comparison research of modern methods such as lemmatization, stemming, keyword extraction, sentiment analysis, text summarization, back of words, and tokenization. So it's relevant to analyze the directions of building information technology to support the development of business. It's combination of feedback in social network and public use on special sites, so it's rarely get to combine such two spheres. As it is known, NLP combines computational linguistics, rule-based modeling of human language, deep learning, and together it allows to process human language in the form of text and voice data. When feedback is collected, the system performs classification operation. So here there are criteria for customer interaction system. You can get acquainted with them. And here are represented use case cooperation and activity diagrams of sentiment analysis. You see user agent and their main functions. For our work, it was decided to use Python programming language and its libraries in order to further user to see data changes on the screen in real time instead of waiting for complete processing. The Kafka message broker should be used to create the qualifying part of the feedback. Jupyter notebook programming and other components demonstrated on this slide, especially naive-Bayes algorithm, because it performs well in small amounts of data. Easy to train and operate and works well with text data. So here there is a use case diagram, or the diagram we can see that manager is the main actor. He must choose the methods, data sources, receive results. Here there is a class diagram that demonstrates this process, cooperation diagram, combination of different components, activity diagram, and also components diagram, and every component perform special work and special functionality. Here there is area of stop words of the Ukrainian language and the definition of the most important word in the review. So we see such operation. The data is obtained in real time, so it's almost impossible to guess with pre-processing, but it is possible to improve the data received from users, for example, from the social network. To do this, based on the repackage, needed to clear the Unicode data. A regular expression is a sequence of characters to define a search button text. When clearing the data for each received post, replace all Unicode characters using regex and the pattern, so you can be more acquainted with it in their article. Here there is functions of stemming. Also, we have discussed and researched functions of tokenization and lemmatization, and there are compares is in the article. Here is function creation of back of words. Accuracy of the work of the trained models based on markers for determining the sentiment of the response has been investigated, and the overall accuracy of the sentiment array model for the test is here. Also, the system has identified the most important words of reviews. Unfortunately, the speed of processing reviews leaves much to be desired. It took 37 seconds, which translates about 18% per review. Of course, the length of the response has a big impact on the classification time, since stemming still takes in the most time. Here we have comparative graph of the results of the used methods and analysis based on a Bayesian classifier. In particular, when the case we can see here what was with positive and negative responses. Classification report modules for measuring the quality of forecast according to the classification has been presented, and such results were obtained. So, application of sentiment analysis of comments has been described. Analyzed analogs made it possible to develop information technology for solving problems business adapted to Ukrainian audience. General typical structure of the information system has been developed. Among the methods of implementing the main functions, the following machine learning methods used: innovation, logistic regression, methods of support vectors. Software was developed, instruction described, and statistics was done. Because this work should be profound and more detailed in the future, we will work on it to make more precise results and to profound our research. So thank you for attention and waiting for questions if you have such.